Fixing Dinky's hood, about to weld the bracing. I already welded what was here and then grinded it flat. We're gonna add a little extra material there for bracing. This held up over here and I did that. And I had to weld that on because it blew apart. I probably should weld that. And I have to go weaken the sound system because that consumes too much power to run at the same time as my welder. I wish I never threw out my crappy soldering iron. It'd be nice to use that thing to meld all this plastic back together. Guess I'm gonna use epoxy and a Dremel. Well, it ain't pretty, but it'll have to work. I think it'll work. Alright, now that's been welder-tated on. Oh, these little metal bits that have collected here. Little metal beadly balls. Hey Malachi, Dinky's front plastic bit is cracked to hell and back. Should I just try to epoxy it and hold it together with vice grips till it's done, or do you think I should give it some metal stitches to hold it together?
Metal stitches would actually look kind of cool. Then
it's getting metal stitches because I have a lot of metal wire. So today, my neighbor, I don't know if it's just the bit I have, but this is harder than it looks to get shiny. I really spent a lot of time in those spots that actually look like metal. With all the effort I'm putting into this, I wish I was just clear coating the thing now, but it'll go against my color scheme. I think I'm going to worry about just smoothing out the bumps at this point and not getting all that stuff off, because I think the primer will probably take care of everything and do most of the smoothing for me. So I just got to get it relatively flat, I think. I'm not. Well, I guess I flat out lied, didn't I? This is a lot easier because I can sit down. I found out there's a certain angle for peak productivity. I got to kind of hit it like, and it works the best. Well, I said I wasn't going to do it, but I done went and did it. It's ready for the good repainting now. First coat of the rust primer. Got my dim green microwave bulb so I can actually see explosions at night. So I can see if I'm painting the other side. One more coat and we'll be good for the primer. Here's the final product for the white coat of the paint. I don't feel like stripping it off and trying it again. I had a lot of issues with bugs attacking this thing and getting on the paint and spiders trying to make webs on it while the paint was drying. And apparently I didn't get it all over here because I was painting in the dark. So I'm going to get that and then I'm going to try see what I can do with the top of this thing. Here's the really sloppy concept here. Now let's do the good version. Alright, you can get an idea for what we got going on here. About to do the first coat. And I'm going to have to touch up stuff by hand. You can see the paint's ripping right up over here. Alright, we're making progress here. Got to tape off more and paint more. Alright, we're ready for that final layer of paint other than the minor touch-ups I'll have to do later. I just got to find my can of blue paint. I'm going to let this dry for a bit, come back, add another coat, and let it dry for a bit more, then I can clean up and go to bed. Hopefully I get to bed before midnight. Okay, because we have rain and stuff, and I didn't get the stuff dry, I got some spots I still got to pull paper off of, but I'm going to have to grind down and do little details on here with a wire wheel and my Dremel or something, and a paint brush, I guess. But here's the most of the hood. Alright, it's been about 5 days. Time to get some touch-ups done. I'm gonna need to go inside and get some paper. And a Dremel. Well, I thought, you know, hey man, today will be the day I get all kinds of stuff painted. All kinds of stuff, down to like the flywheel and stuff. But, I'm like, man, when the sun come out, I need the stuff to wash. I just washed to dry, and now it's raining. Can we just go on a drought for the rest of the summer? Or fall, whatever, I'm done with rain. Time for red coat. Is it raining? Is it really raining? Come on, stop raining. I think it looks pretty weird to see Dinky half stripped down like this. So I need to paint this white so I can put my fluorescent paint on it. And my can of paint that is full here, just about, got clogged. And when I was pushing the thing down, it actually broke off. So we're going to puncture it with the knife. I am wearing Z87 Plus certified safety glasses. Let's see. Oh yeah! Oh, fuck! Oh, shit! Well, it's one coat and I'm done. Oops. The camera probably won't focus out that far, but if you look about here, oh, the exposure's up too high in the camera. That dark wall on the cloud there's rain coming down from it, I can see it. It looks like it's just crossing that mountain over there. I better hurry up and get this thing with one more coat on it and hit this in the shed. There ain't much time to mess around anymore. That mountain's almost gone in rain. So, it's coming. There's one more mountain between the rain and me. And I don't think it's very far behind it. I got a layer of paint on here that's still drying. Where it looks glossy, it's still drying because it's matte black. If I put clear coat on it, it'll be glossy. But I'm not sure how I'm going to go with that. I think I'm going to leave it matte black. I painted the frame matte too. Some of it. I think the matte black look kind of goes good. The mountain's back and we never got a hit. The rain stopped before it got to us. Didn't get hit with a drop of it. I got all my stuff drying in here. Except for this, I just had another coat on. And then I'm going to deal with that seat. Once everything's dry in here, I'll pull it back out. And I'm clear coating everything too. I think. I don't know if I'm doing that front. I like it matte black, so I'm probably not doing the front. And I don't know if you noticed, but my hands are clean. That abrasive soap did nothing. I took that thing of old bad kerosene, put it in a rag, and wiped my hands with the rag, and the paint melted away. I take back everything. The rain's coming. It's here. Odd. I can see the mountain, but the rain's hitting here now. Maybe it's jumpy rain. Here at Rocky D Laboratories, we test our paints with the utmost intensity of testing. Yes, we test them good. I mean, we expose them to the elements and we use them to jack tractors on. And make sure that paint's all good. Make sure that paint's nice and durable. This is going to be much, much harder to pull off without that white base coat. Starting out with the red. So, I'm going to peel the center off. No. Am I painting the center first? Should I paint the white lines or should I paint the center? Okay, I'm going to peel the white lines off first, and I'm just going to put the tape on right beside it so I can spray paint the white. But, you know, I'm just going to put a new layer of tape on because I got to take paper around all the red so I don't paint the red. And then I'll have to move it a little and cover up the white when I go to paint the blue. Oh, wait, but I got to paint the stars white, too. So the blue has to be painted first. Alright. I'm actually pretty pissed off now because I just realized how what I said before makes no sense. I'm not painting stars on, I'm painting cutouts of stars. So blue has to come last, which means I need the center on, which I've already peeled off on the side. This would be so much easier if the fender started out white. So, to get my blue, I have to paint everything, wait. Oh, this is a lot of thought. Alright, now I got me some Rust-Oleum, and I got my outlines for how the stripe's going to be in time to give myself that white base coating I need. Now I'm going to put tape slightly in from this tape, and then put my stars down, and then I'm going to paint blue. Clear coat dried, now I did the last layer of paint for the inside. I probably should have done that first, but you know, I was in that time crunch because it kept raining, like today. Now I got some grass on it apparently just now. I don't care how this turns out though. This is mostly for rust proofing and to make sure it doesn't look brown primer color underneath. Good enough. I mean, who's going to care what the underside of the hood looks like? Well, the camera's having a hard time. It's like getting overloaded by this. It ain't picking up right. This is not looking orange in person. But this is going to look very nice when it's installed. Especially after I paint that black. If I paint that black, I mean, I think I'm using this other shroud if I can get less dents out of it. That shroud has a lot of dents on it. Yeah, this guy already has a hole cut for my sensor and everything. But I quit using it because I ran it over. And it was scraping after I ran it over. But this guy's in far better shape than this one. And this one's scraping the broken fan that's on this one. I mean, this is a pretty mangled one. I don't know what happened here. This is still kind of tacky, so I'm not going to touch it till tomorrow. I want this paint to be rock solid before I do any more layering. I want this to come out better than the hood. I mean, I know it's pretty easy to make it come out better than the hood. The hood's pretty screwed up. But I did plan on the hood to get weathered and have that add to the look. So maybe it'll look pre-weathered.
Well, boy, I paid $19.95 for that off of one of those TVs.
Huh, there's a kitten in there. I threw a cookie on there. Yeah, the rain washed away all their food. They must have not had any all day. It's about 10 a.m. now. Or I should say they've had less food than normal. There is plenty of bugs out. Alright. I don't think the rain messed up my clear coat. Oh, damn it, it did over here, actually. It's wrinkly. Oh, wait, no, that might be because I tried brushing the paint on. This will look good once it gets some wear and tear on it. It needs to weather a bit, which I wanted it to weather a bit anyways, but I wanted it to look perfect before it weathered. But now it's only going to look decent when it weathers. I left my laptop out in the rain again. It doesn't want to turn on again. Come on, you usually turn on when I leave you out in the rain. There's sitting water in it. Everything must be filled. Oh well. I'll sit her out in the sun and bring the backup laptop out. This thing will be good to go in a couple hours. It will. I can't kill this thing. I don't got nothing. Oh, come on. Wasn't a cookie enough? I don't got anything. It's my laptop. I want to stay at a safe distance and walk around you complaining till you get me something better and bigger to eat. This is my backup laptop. I don't use it at work. I don't use it as much because it's got a 100 megahertz slower CPU, only 512 megs of RAM, and a 40 gigabyte hard drive that's even slower than my other laptop. And I don't have a hard drive I don't have a second hard drive in it, so it's just not as ideal to use. But it makes a good backup laptop. You're just such a cute little chick. Oh, come on. Why do you hate the camera? Might not be great, but I can run SoundCloud on it. It's got a decent sound card, pretty damn durable. Does what I need in a laptop still. And this thing can take 2 gigs of RAM. I'm just too cheap to buy it. I'm going a step further than eyeballing it. I'm using a stick covered in chicken shit to put these stars up. I don't think I'm doing it this weekend. I was pulling all the little bends and stuff out of the air shroud, trying to make it as old shaped as it used to be. So my plans are going to be, I'm going to strip this thing down to the bare metal, like I did this hood, and I'm going to give this thing, I'm going to paint it all black. I'm going to take the stickers off and everything, and I'm even going to take out the model sticker, and I'm going to probably end up epoxying or something the model sticker from that shroud so it still has the correct model. And if I had a color printer, I'd reprint off the label, but I don't. I might just paint something on there. Hey guys, check it out. I painted my nails. Costed like $70,000. I'm a woman. So there's some wet paint here, and that's why you see them splashes. But the blue paint keeps wrinkling on me. It did in Dinky's hood too. And there is no sunlight it did in Dinky's hood, so it's not the sunlight. I tried doing thinner coats, but apparently it didn't really work. I think it's because the paint that's on top of it's still a bit dirty or something. But the other paints don't wrinkle. The blue paint wrinkles, so I'm never using the metallic blue again when this can's done. And to try to hide the wrinkles, I've tried putting super heavy coats on it, but I can see the wrinkles are just popping up through the super heavy coats now. In about half an hour, I'm going to try smashing those wrinkles as flat as possible, peel off all the tape, like another half an hour later, and then clear coat. Also, I think I figured out why I'm blowing out panel meters. They're getting incredibly dirty panel power, possibly. I was looking at specs on this motor a while back, trying to figure out its size, and I got information. Oh, hi, Susan. And I got information on the alternator, and apparently that the one wire is supposed to be AC out, and the other wire is supposed to be DC out. The one with the diode would be DC, which I guess means the alternator has a ground. You see, I tied one end to the hot line, and the other end to ground. So I think I have a ground that's going all over the place. So my fix for that would be put a diode on the ground, the wire going to ground, and run it to the hot so I can get more current to the hot. Alright, I need to head to Walmart, and having the Ford flooded with diesel that it cannot run on unless the engine is hot, and not owning a blowtorch to heat up the engine means the Ford's temporarily out of commission so I can get all the diesel out of it, so I can start it on gas vapors. And Dinky's fenders aren't ready to be put back on yet, so I took the springs off the seat and I sat the cushion on it, and I'm going to be sitting on this bar that's over the gas tank, and this should get me to the store. I'm going to drive Dinky like this. That was the most uncomfortable ride on anything I have ever rode, ever. And when I'm on an incline, it's taking everything I got to stay on, because the only thing I really have to grab is the steering wheel. I can't grab the fenders and stuff when I start tipping. My back is killing me, my ass is killing me. This is not something to sit on. As much as I'd like to charge ahead and make progress, the weather says no. It is raining right now. I guess I'm going inside for a bit. Good news, you'll actually be able to see this video. You're actually going to be able to watch the video you're watching right now, because this little flip camera is actually able to read all the contents of the card, which is good because my Canon camera's been acting kind of goofy the past couple weeks with dumping videos, and I no longer can get it to make a computer even make the boop boop sound. It's just not functioning for USB anymore at all. And a lot of the buttons aren't working on the camera either. So, and the other camera I have just like this, it won't even turn on. So, yeah, something's going around funny with these cameras, these Canon PowerShot S95s. I think I'm gonna get a shirt. This storm, which is only partially past us, it's gonna pick up again. I'm gonna see if I can paint between the rain. But there's a cold front coming in with this. It feels like fall right now, or at least close to it. It's chilly. It's like, I don't know. We'll check the thermometer. That thermometer has not had time to adjust. It is not that warm out. I don't know how this is gonna work, but I'm just gonna try staying back a good distance and just barely hitting it, keeping my angle consistent, hoping it'll cast a semi-sharp edge. Nope, that was a complete failure. Complete failure. I basically just spray painted the thing white. When this dries, I'll go around it with a sponge soaked in red paint, and I'll just draw the lines manually. This CRT is a bit tired. Oh yeah, I think if I just brush this stuff out with the sponge, I will be able to make this look pretty good and sharp. Which should give you an idea what that looks like. I did it over here. Did it a little there. It's where the lines look less than perfect. Yeah, I did it a lot here. Yep, I did it over here too. It isn't perfect, but it makes a pretty good impact. Oh, I got it too wet. This only happened because I did it on camera. Oh my god, no! I need to go find something to absorb some of this paint with before it starts to dry. That paint was still tacky and they fused, so now I just gotta add white on top of that. Yeah, another layer. This is really bad weather to paint. Temperatures dropped considerably to the point I'm not comfortable in a t-shirt anymore. And it's dropped at a high dew point, so it's kind of misting out. But we gotta proceed. And that's actually looking pretty good. I just need to get some white and touch that inside. I mean, it looks bad up really close, but I'm honestly pretty satisfied with that. You know what, it's not going to get much better than it is now. I mean, if I spend time on it, I can probably get it a bit, but I think this is just going to be it. It's not what I wanted, but close enough. I'll let this dry for like 2 hours and I'll put some clear coat on it. I'm out of clear coat. I got to drive this thing to Walmart like this for the third time again. I don't know if I can get the Ford to start, but I don't want to risk getting it to start and not being able to keep it running. Before I was using paint for exhaust, headers and stuff, but now we've just got good old Rust-Oleum clear enamel. And they have a matte enamel, so I might want to get that at some point for that. Before I close the hood down and hook the lights back up, we're gonna mess with the power input from the alternator. And I got myself some 2 diodes I ripped off of Amplifier's power supply board. And I'm gonna parallel them. And I'm gonna see if I can get DC voltage out of the other line that way. And if so, I'm paralleling it. Which means I'm also going to check to see if I'm getting power when I disconnect to make sure it's not the ground. Clear coat does add a nice shine to it. I don't remember the words Dinky being so wrinkly. It must be the clear coat. Alright, the clear coat seemed to have made the partially dried paint below it crackle, even though it's been a couple hours. With this weather, I probably need to wait days for adding layers. Oh well. Yeah, it's messing up over here too. First coat didn't do that, it's the second coat. Oh well. I haven't even got the ground connected and I'm in AC. It doesn't matter if I'm AC or not. If I connect to this line, my multimeter spazzes out. I'm going to assume there's some AC going through here, but it has very high voltage spikes. I got what I wanted to see out of that. My voltimeter is still spazzing out, but it could actually read a voltage. It was flashing on and off. When I reversed the polarity, I got a reverse polarity. So, I'm going to solder these two diodes in here and for extra current, because I think this is supposed to be the high current line, and then I'm going to parallel that to somewhere with positive. And you might be thinking, oh man, with all that voltage jumping around, you could really use a capacitor. Well, I think I've got my capacitor right here. Alright, this should cause an extreme boost of input current. Let's see if I blow fuses. If I do, I'll put a bigger fuse in. Because I know it's going to take a lot more than put this thing stock to start melting stuff. I've done a lot to the electrical system. There's not many weak links left in it. The weakest part of the electrical system is for the voltmeters that don't work. See, that's too big for my shrink wrap, so we're going to just use some really big duct tape. Well, I just cracked the cup on here because this duct tape was really pissing me off, because every time I tear it, it would just like start to rip and then go way down here, and I needed a big piece of duct tape, and it happened like 3 times. I got pissed off and slammed the duct tape on here and I cracked this. I want to go in the backyard looking for a quick connect so I can hook this light switch back up and have light bar again. This was the wiring set up for the MTD White Outdoor Products tractor, and yeah, that'll work. Rip this guy out of that wire, electric tape combination. This will work great. The hood's installed. I lost one of the pins. Yeah, if we flip the switch, there is somebody home. This is pretty exciting. It's really coming together. The last thing I'll have to do is adjust this seat further back, because I can. The seat's all the way back, which makes a pretty comfortable position. Now, if only the seat were thinner and lower, because sitting at about the fender height would be right. I really feel like I'm on a throne up there. I mean, you can see, look how high the seat is compared to the steering wheel. I almost forgot something very important. I will break this hood just on the way to Tractor Supply if I don't wrap some wire around these 2 supports here so the front end doesn't bounce up and shift all over the place. I took a spin around the yard and I already knocked the hood halfway off. Time to do the walk around with the really good camera. It's gonna look really nice when it gets that wide rear end again, and it's happening. Parts are being milled, kinda. The Ripka is on vacation, but they will be milled when he gets back. Dinky will be wide this year. I think we've got enough to hit a mud hole. It's not snorkeled, but this is exactly how Dinky was in the other trips, and I never flooded it out unless I went really fast.